Hello and welcome back to the Entertainment Vortex. Today we were at Brendan Theaters watching Ad Astra. It has a really cool visual style that you actually get from the trailers, but you are not prepared going into this film to see how beautiful everything is portrayed. They use such a great range of colors. They help paint scenes, and one of the prettiest movies I've seen in a while, and it just seems like every time somebody goes out to make a realistic space film that they just keep getting better and better with movies like Gravity and Interstellar. We were absolutely incredible. Potentially Oscar-worthy performances in the cinematics department, in the CG, the effects department as well. I think that there will definitely be some Oscar nods in that territory. On that same regard, the sound design is very excellent. They do a lot of balancing between like discussions and kind of capturing some of that silence of space, and it's all very well placed and very well timed. It works so well. There are a lot of really big positives aside from just kind of the visual stylings and the audio effects. The actual score itself works really well. It's not something that's super overpowering, but it's able to punch up the right moments in the script. The acting performances I felt like were stellar, especially Brad Pitt. There are some moments in there where I was like, all right, maybe it's time to hand him a golden statue. Like, he definitely put in some really heavy emotional balance for a character that for the most part is very calm. But there are definitely some moments of sadness and rage that all come through very well and are so well portrayed. I mean, this is the second win in a row for Brad Pitt as far as I'm concerned with his performances, because he was also very good in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, there are some drawbacks to this film. There are some moments that do feel a little drawn out. Some of the pacing can drag in moments and is very fast in others, so it does have that kind of mix of pacing rather than having like one continuous kind of flow. There are some moments that just feel like, they could have chopped that up. They could have made it a little easier on the eyes and a little easier on the time frame. But there are definitely some moments that you get through really quickly and like, I could have used like another couple minutes of that. So maybe a little balancing on the cutting room floor might have been a little bit better for this film. I think its biggest detriment has got to be some of the story elements. We won't dig into any spoilers because we are not a spoiler type of channel. It's definitely something where a lot of those story-driven moments have a few issues that you could pick at, and when you get to the end of the film, there are definitely things that I would love to be able to unpack a little bit more or go back and watch a second time. But there are going to be moments in that story that just kind of feel weird as compared to the rest of the film. There are aspects they don't seem to work as well as others do, and there are definitely a couple of little like almost plot holes that you could pick at. Overall, there were a lot of really great things about the story as well. It's just like I said, it's one of those things where the pacing and the actual story that's being told, it's a little bit of a mixed bag, but it's carried by the visual effects and by the performances. This movie, like I said, it's one of those things where it's just on the outside of something that could potentially be a modern classic. I really enjoyed myself with this movie. It's definitely something that you should watch in theaters, the biggest screen you can possibly get it on, because you're going to be absolutely gobsmacked by the visuals. They're absolutely incredible. Overall, I would say I'd give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, it's just shy of getting into that territory where I would consider it being a multiple viewings in theaters, modern classic type film.
If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We give you multiple videos every single week. And we have t-shirts available if you're interested in those as well. Those are available down in the description below. We hope you'll follow us into the Vortex. We'll see you next time.